Let's go ahead and get straight to this one.
The NBA season's been something special so far, hasn't it? The Oklahoma City Thunder are looking like they're about to go back-to-back. The Indiana Pacers are falling apart without Tyrese Halliburton, while the Boston Celtics are having their own set of problems without Jason Tatum. Luka Doncic
they
is
are
on a
out Jason
historic scoring
Tatum,
run, and Victor Wembanyama is doing things we've never seen before. This is a fun, exciting year to enjoy basketball. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons are finally relevant again. And while many, of course, want to give a majority of the credit to Cade and Jalen Duren, a very underrated piece to their success has been the rise of Ausar Thompson. In fact, he's looking a lot like a current NBA icon who has already won multiple championships. The Pistons this season look like one of the most talented rosters in the NBA. At the moment of making this video, they hold the top spot in the East for the first time in a generation.
Yes, sir. They truly are.
But not too long ago, they were a laughingstock of the league and completely forgotten and made fun of, even by devoted fans. In fact, they were losing more games than any team before, earning a painful place in league history. But over the last few years, the Pistons have built a good young core through the draft and have done a great job in developing their young talent. In the 2021 draft, the Pistons drafted Cade Cunningham with the first overall pick, and he's developed into a superstar. And in the 2022 draft, the Pistons selected Jaden Ivey and traded for 13th overall pick Jalen Duren on draft night. He's become a solid breakout center this season, averaging around
crazy center
points
too,
and an astounding 12 boards this season.
That man is a beast. He bullies in there, bro.
Heading into the 2023 NBA draft, all eyes were on the potential of elite athletic prospects. And although the Pistons missed out on a generational wing in the lottery, they might have still been winners after all. The Pistons ended up drafting Ausar Thompson with the 5th overall pick, one pick after his twin brother Amen, who went to the Rockets with the 4th pick. Ausar arguably looks like the defensive and two-way jewel of this Pistons young core, but he wasn't always seen as a highly sought-after prospect. Let me explain. Ausar was born in the Bay Area of California about 1 minute after his twin, Amen. The twins grew up training as hoopers, staying homeschooled to focus on their skills. In 8th grade, the Thompsons moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where the twins played for Pinecrest School. They both made a varsity as 8th graders, and for the next 4 years, they dominated at Pinecrest. As juniors, they won the Florida State Championship. Entering his senior year, Ausar was named a 5-star recruit by ESPN, and held offers from some of the best schools in the country like Kansas and Alabama. But instead of committing to a college, the twins decided to shock everyone and signed a 2-year deal with Overtime Elite. This startup league for kids aged between 16 to 20 was a bold choice, as they only had 3 teams in their inaugural season. Ausar averaged 13 points and led his team to the finals. The next season, the twins played side by side on the City Reaper, and Ausar averaged 15, 7, and 6 and was named to the All-Overtime Elite first team. In the Overtime Elite Finals, Ausar hit a critical shot in Game 2 that helped his team finish the sweep.
Yeah, think about how planned that was for them to say, hey, instead of committing to a college team, we're going to go and over here and do our thing over here so we can get more outlooks. Pretty smart and betting on yourself.
Going into the
I don't know any other player who probably would have tried to do something like that, specifically when you already got looks to go to a college team.
Draft, many thought that both the twins would be top 10 picks, but many were skeptical of their game. They played in a league that was still very new and lacked the same competition that they would have seen in college. In other words, they were untested, and there were concerns that their road to relevancy in the league would take a long time. He was a big question mark, and teams generally don't like taking risks like that. As draft day approached, the concerns were still there, but excitement around Ausar grew to a fever pitch. His combination of size, athleticism, and two-way impact made him one of the most intriguing prospects in the class. Teams debated his ceiling. Could he be the next elite two-way wing? When the Pistons finally selected him, it was a moment of vindication for Ausar and his journey. The selection was more than a draft position. It was recognition of years of dedication, sacrifice, and refinement of a skill set that blends defense, explosiveness, and raw potential. Some people thought he could be a symbol of the new generation of NBA stars, versatile, fearless, and ready to redefine what it means to dominate both ends of the floor. Yes, others weren't sure if his style of playing would translate seamlessly into the league, but they knew that with big risks came big rewards. If he panned out, he would be something special for years to come in Detroit. After just a short amount of time, it was clear that the worries were totally unfounded. The talents of the twins were off the charts, and they were both seen as extremely raw prospects. Ausar specifically as a wing fit perfectly into this young Piston.
I mean, it really is a good prospect for Detroit. I mean, they have a potential to contend and compete for a championship. Like they do. They just gotta keep on it. Don't let off. That's it. Just don't let off. Stay healthy and just do your thing, man. I'm telling you, they have a chance.
Core of Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren. The Pistons had made the right choice, and their rebuilding process received a huge boost right away.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, early in Ausar's rookie season, it seemed like he might be the Pistons' defensive anchor before his offense caught up. He put up just 8.8 points per game, but was producing an impressive 6.4 assists in every match. He wasn't really scoring a lot, but he was grabbing a ton of rebounds and was a nightmare on the defensive side of the ball. And for Ausar, the Pistons didn't overload him with offensive responsibility, letting Cade Cunningham handle the majority of the playmaking and scoring at the guard spot. But by the end of the season, Ausar started showing flashes of two-way dominance. He had good stats, especially seeing that he only shot 12% from behind the arc, but fans were ready to see more from him because they thought he could be the future of the franchise. You may look at his rookie year numbers and not be overly impressed, and I get that, but it's what he's been able to do in his sophomore year that's really showing how much potential and stardom this kid really has.
Facts. The potential that this guy is showing, that he can not only play off-ball defense, but also offense, and he's showing now like, hey, let me step up to the team and give us an extra 15, 20 points. Plus, playing really good defense like that, come on, bro. And then he was averaging how much for sophomore? 6.5 assists? Dude.
He's currently averaging about 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, nearly 2 steals, and a block per game on 30 minutes a night. He's upped his three-point shooting to 30%, which still has room for growth, but is hugely improved from last year. He's also a beast on defense, capable of guarding the opponent's best player and locking him down. This year, he's recorded multiple games with 2 or more steals and 2 or more blocks, showcasing his elite two-way ability. This is vital for the Pistons, because they need players who can deliver on both ends of the court. Ausar is one of those rare stars who really is effective on both offense and defense. But how has Ausar been able to make such a leap this season? Well, there are plenty of reasons, but the first we'll mention is that he is a gifted athlete. Standing at 6'7", his physical tools are undeniable. His agility, defensive instincts, and length make him a nightmare for opponents, and his ability to impact the game in ways that don't rely on scoring makes him one of the most exciting young players in the league. Next, his defensive IQ is exceptional. Ausar has the kind of awareness that allows him to anticipate plays before they happen. His ability to read the passing lanes, switch seamlessly on multiple positions, and contest shots is reminiscent of the one and only future Hall of Famer, Kawhi Leonard. We'll talk about that more later, and it's an important point that has many people excited. Plus, there's his ability to get to the rim. Ausar's speed, strength, and finishing ability make him a consistent threat inside. His attacks often force defenders to collapse, opening lanes for teammates. Like Leonard, he's capable of taking over both ends of the floor with relentless efficiency. Like Kawhi, Ausar's defensive versatility is incredible. His ability to guard wings, forwards, and even bigs at times makes him a true matchup nightmare. Whether it's staying in front of guards or contesting shots against taller forwards, he's relentless on defense. The modern game can be about more than just scoring. It's about versatility, IQ, and adaptability. Teams are drawn to prospects like Ausar because you can improve a jumper, but you can't teach elite defensive instincts and freak athleticism.
That is true, and I like how he compares it against compared to with Kawhi Leonard, because if you're gonna show in that aspect, dang, he has a lot of potential, bro. They can change this team to a trajectory of leading chances of major wins. That's why they have a lot of the wins they have going right now. It's because each role is not just depending on offense. Some of them playmaking, some of them rebound, some of them defense. Like they all have some type of skill sets that contribute to the team.
Thompson is a perfect example of a new age player that impacts the game without needing a lethal jump shot. Again, like Kawhi, he does it all with such a calm demeanor. He doesn't get too worked up or over the top. He keeps his attitude in check and always seems determined and driven. The Pistons can trust Ausar because he always feels completely in control and ready to deliver. He's calm and steady, and that's terrifying to his opponents. This kid is talented. He's extremely athletic, he's young, and he has tons of potential. He's putting up great numbers without a consistent jumper. And that fact right there is the scary truth. The scary truth about Ausar Thompson is that he has ascended as one of the best breakout young stars this season while still refining his perimeter game. He's only scratching the surface of his potential. With his height, length, and defensive instincts, he's already one of the best rising stars in the league. If he can develop a more reliable jumper, he has the ability to become a player similar to Kawhi. Let's dig into all the reasons why. If he can develop his offensive game, he has the ability to reach the stardom attained by a young Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi started his career with the Spurs before developing into one of the league's elite two-way wings. Now he's a multiple NBA champion and two-time Finals MVP and widely regarded as one of the best defenders of his generation. What are the similarities between Ausar and Kawhi's games? Kawhi has quickly become one of the NBA's premier two-way wings due to his defensive impact and efficient scoring. His measured footwork, high-level IQ, and long reach make him a nightmare in isolation and on switches. Kawhi's signature claw hands allow him to dominate passing lanes and force turnovers. His mid-range game is polished, but he's equally dangerous attacking the rim with patience and power. Ausar, on the other hand, is still developing offensively, but he's already making waves with his length, defense, and finishing ability around the basket. Standing at 6'6", he uses his speed, agility, and anticipation to impact both ends of the court, similar to Leonard. Ausar is a playmaker and a versatile defender. Like Kawhi, he can take over a game without needing a dominant outside shot. Both players share the ability to manipulate defenses, break down opponents in isolation, and control the tempo with their two-way impact. Kawhi excels with crafty footwork, patience, and timing on defense, while Ausar shows similar instincts with a slightly more explosive style. His ability to close out, contest shots, and generate steals makes him a nightmare to guard, and his athleticism keeps him a threat in transition, pushing the ball at an elite pace. For Ausar to reach Kawhi's level, his offensive game will need to be rounded out with a reliable jumper. Once he develops a consistent pull-up or catch-and-shoot ability, defenders won't be able to sag off him, opening even more driving lanes and finishing opportunities.
Yeah, because he's a two-guard, isn't he? So if he can be able to play around the perimeter and take those spot-up shots when, Cade or anybody who dishes it out, he could really do. But he's doing 30% at the three-goal percentage. So increase that by 5-10%. He's going to be dangerous.
He already looks like Kawhi, but the similarities could grow even more in the years ahead. Remember, Ausar is only in his third year. He's just now hitting his stride. Do multiple championships await Ausar just like Kawhi? Only time will tell, but there is every reason to believe he'll be earning a title at some point during his career. In many ways, Ausar and Kawhi play a similar brand of basketball. Both use size, length, and skill to dominate two ends of the floor, creating opportunities for themselves and teammates. Kawhi has already cemented himself as one of the league's greatest two-way players, and Ausar could be on the same path. With time, refinement in shooting, and continued growth in IQ and athleticism, Ausar has all the tools to become a player of Kawhi Leonard's caliber. The future is bright for both of them, one that could see Ausar reach the heights of Kawhi and maybe even beyond. But what do you all think? Does Ausar have the potential to reach stardom like Kawhi Leonard? Are the Pistons poised to keep surprising the league this season? Let us know in the comments.
I like the breakdown of what he talks about with just Ausar Thompson and what this guy can do, right? Because it really showcases the breakdown of both the defense and offense that this guy's. He's a two-way player, basically. He's a two-way player. And his offense has the potential to go up exponentially even more. So, great breakdown and just information about this guy and open my eyes up even more because I've always known, and after been following the Pistons, Detroit Pistons, how good they are. But to see the role of this guy as a guard doing what he's doing makes a huge difference. Yeah. Anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comment sections, and also give me the ideas you want to see me react to as far as basketball. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.